Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Real English Institute YouTube channel. Today, we have a very important grammar lesson. Let's talk about relative pronouns, who and that, through a funny conversation about dating preferences. So, if you wonder how to use these pronouns correctly, stay tuned. So, let's start. Okay, we have the conversation between Roy and Joy, and let's listen this conversation together. Pay attention, guys.
What are you doing?
I'm setting up my profile for this online dating site. I have to describe the kind of person I'm looking for.
I see. And what are you looking for?
I like people who aren't too serious and who have a good sense of humor. You know, someone I can have fun with.
Okay. What else?
Well, I'd like someone I have something in common with, who I can talk to easily.
I think I know just the girl for you. My cousin Lisa. She's a lot of fun, and she loves sports, just like you.
Well, why not? I'll give it a try.
Okay. I'll invite her over for dinner, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay, guys, now you can see here in this conversation between Joy and Roy the use of the relative pronouns. As you can see here, when you can see this relative pronoun, well, as you can see here, he said, I like people who aren't too serious and who have a good sense of humor. We are going to explain that later, but this is the first relative pronouns. Okay, you know, someone I can have fun with. And he said, okay, and what else? Well, I like someone I have something in common with, who I can talk to easily. So let's watch more closely how these two guys use these relative pronouns in the grammar part. Okay, let's talk about relative pronouns, who and that. Well, what are relative pronouns? Relative pronouns, who and that, do two jobs at the same time. Number one, they enable us to, number one, join two ideas. Two ideas. For example, Roy likes girls, and they aren't too serious. We have two ideas. He said that, oh, I like girls, but I like that they aren't too serious, okay? A little funny. Number two, the relative pronouns add informations. For example, Roy likes girls. What kind of girl Roy likes? Well, more information is girls who aren't too serious, okay? That's it. Okay, now let's talk about relative pronouns as the subject of a clause. As the subject of a clause. So, and let's talk about relative pronouns as the object of the clause. Pay attention to me, guys. Number one is I like people who, or that, aren't too serious. We have two ideas together. I like people who, what kind of people? Who aren't too serious or that aren't too serious. Now, we have two clauses. Remember, a clause needs to have a subject and a verb to be a clause. It's an idea, have a subject and a verb. Now we have two clauses here. We have the relative clause and we have the main clause, okay? The main clause. Now, as you can see here, as I told you before, a subject needs what? A clause needs a subject. As you can see here in the main clause, the subject is I. I is the subject, it's a pronoun. And the verb, very easy, is like. And we have the people is the object, okay? The object. Now, in the relative clause, we have to answer the same that question. What the subject in the relative clause? Do you know what is the subject? Because we need a subject to be a clause. So the subject is who or that. For that reason, we have subject, who or that. And what is the verb? It's see. It's aren't. It's in negative form. That is the verb. So we have a subject and a verb in this relative clause. In this sentence, the relative pronouns is acting as a subject of the relative clause. Okay? Now, who or what aren't too serious? Who aren't too serious? The people. So the people is the object in this case. Now, very important, guys, to watch this. Now, let's go to the second part. It's a relative pronouns as the object of a clause. As the object of a clause. Number one, we have the expression, I like someone who I can talk to easily, or I like someone that I can talk to easily. Well, so who I can talk to easily is the relative clause, okay? And remember, I like someone is the main clause, the principal clause. Well, now we have I is the subject of the main clause, and we have like is the verb of the main clause. Now, guys, I have a question for you. What is the subject in the relative clause today? Now, in this moment, could you tell me? Yes. Now, the subject, the answer at this question, what is the subject in the relative clause? Is I. Now we have a pronouns I. And what is the verb? Well, the verb is talk. I can talk too easily. Okay? That is the principal verb in this clause. Now, guys, who can talk to someone easily? Who can talk? I. So for that reason, I is the subject. In this case, the relative pronouns is an object of the relative clause. The relative pronouns is an object of the relative clause. So you can pause the video, you can watch this presentation and to analyze this point. Now let's go further to explain something more you have to know. Pay attention, guys. A relative pronoun who or that is necessary when the relative pronouns is a subject. Okay? So this when it's a subject, it's obligatory or it's necessary to put who or that in the sentence. Okay. But when the relative pronoun is an object, we can omit it. So it's optional. For that reason, you can see that in parentheses. Okay? It's optional. For that reason, guys, I want that you understand this. When you have a relative pronouns that is the subject, it's obligatory, it's necessary, and when you have the relative pronouns that is an object of the sentence, you can omit it, it's optional. Okay? Well, let's see that in another way. Relative pronouns who or that is necessary when the pronouns is the subject of the clause. For example, I love to meet someone who or that is considerate. So, is that correct, guys? It's obligatory to put who or that necessary? Yes, excellent. But what happens if I said, I love to meet someone is considerate? Is that correct? Yes or no? No, because you are omitting the relative pronouns. In this case, the relative pronoun is the subject. For that reason, you can't omit it. Okay? Next one. When the pronouns is the object of the clause, who or that can be left out. Okay? So let's watch an example. I like a roommate who or that I have a lot of in common with. Okay? I have a roommate who or that I have a lot in common with. Is that correct, guys? Yes. Excellent job. Now let's go to the second one. I like a roommate I have a lot of in common with. That sounds correct? Yes, because in this case, the relative pronouns is an object. For that reason, you can omit it. Okay, girls? Okay, guys? Well, I think that you can understand this unit, this lesson, and we can practice this. Okay, let's go to a little practice. Maybe you can match these relative pronouns who or that with the correct information from column B. For example, number one, I don't like to work with people who or that, letter C, is done, are too competitive. Very good. You can pause the video and try to do it yourself and then correct with me. Now let's go with the number two. I have someone good. I have some good old friends who or that. What would be the correct one? You can pause the video and answer. Yes. Letter E. I met in middle school. Yeah. Let's go with the number 3. I discuss my problem with people who or that. Very good. Letter G. Can give me a good advice. Makes sense. Yeah? Let's go to the next one. I don't want to have a roommate who or that. Yes. It's messy. Nobody likes that. Number 5. I like to have a boss who or that. A boss? Okay. Letter D. Very good. I can respect as a leader. Okay, let's go to the next one. I enjoy teachers who or that. Okay, very good. I help me understand things easily. And the last one, and the more difficult, guys, is I'm looking for a partner who or that, letter F, I have a lot of in common with. Good? Excellent. Now, guys, the last activity we have going to do, or we have to do now, is one of these common relative pronouns could you admit or are optional? Let me check. This, number 1, letter C, 2 is competitive. Yes, I understand. All of the relatives, the sentence that have a pronouns I can be admitted. That is number 2, number 5, and number 7. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's everything that we have to practice for today. I'm very happy that you can understand this class. And there you have it. The relative pronouns who and that can be used to introduce clauses, different clauses. Let me put my screen here. To introduce clauses that provide additional information about people and things. Who is used for people and acts as the subject of the clause, while that can refer to people or things that can act as the subject of the object of the clause. So, next time you discover your preferences, we are in a dating or any other context, remember to choose the right relatives pronouns to make your sentence clear and engaging. Thank you for joining me in this video. I'm so happy to be with you. Remember, if you like the video, you can give like and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. So every time I upload a video, you can receive a notification and learn English with me, with Teacher Alexis. Bye-bye.